Welcome to the IMO show. I'm your host, Stefan. It's your co-host, Steve. And man, we got a lot to talk about. The NBA preseason has started. NFL been going on for a minute now. Baseball is going into their playoffs. We got a lot to talk about.
I mean, this sports. It's sports mania right now.
Yeah,
this is the height of the season.
This is where
it.
Be at. Yeah,
everything is lining up perfectly. You got everything right now. Football is doing everything. Is the juices are flowing.
Right.
The NBA is about to start up. Right. And baseball, well, it's about as fun as it can be at this point.
This is what
now
people really.
Everybody actually gives a shit about
baseball. Fans,
you give a shit about baseball now.
This is what people start to really say. Oh, my favorite team. So
it's sports everywhere.
But we're gonna start off with the NBA and preseason, man. What's your projections you got going forward, man? What you think gonna happen
in preseason? I don't have any projections.
I'm talking about the start of the season. The Lakers, the Pelicans.
Think. Obviously, you want me to start with we got to start, I guess, with the team everybody cares about right now is the Lakers. So
Bron.
I mean, Bron is in LA. He played 15 minutes against the Nuggets that game. Man,
he looked real good.
Looked good. The team looks like it has some cohesive. I mean, not cohesiveness, but some talent to it. Obviously, they're going to make the playoffs this year.
Any team with LeBron looks like something.
So LeBron gets that. They look like something. But as far as where I think they're going to go, I mean, I think they have a chance to make.
Let's start off now. Think they're going to be top 5 and above playoffs, or you think they're going to be bottom?
I think they're going to be, frankly, if I'm being real, I think they're going to be like number 4.
Wow, I think they're going to be somewhere around 6 or 7.
Nah, I
think 6 or 7.
Who's better?
I think the Pelicans are better.
Not really.
I think the Rockets, of course, the
Rockets. You got Rockets, Golden State.
I think the Jazz. I think the
Nobody else? Nah. Portland's not about to be that.
Not the Thunder.
I'm not sold on the Thunder. They were pretty much the same thing last year. 5th, something like that.
Yeah.
I can see LeBron edging them out. But yeah, I mean, that's how I see them going. Right. I mean, I've seen a lot of things. I mean, they look good, and that's what everybody's talking about. I don't think they're going to be that great, but, and obviously, they're playing a long game. And obviously, unfortunately, Anthony Davis might be heading his way to LA. We all know the signing, so that's what's going on. That's the main thing.
That's just what happened. I don't think they got nothing.
But yeah, I think
we still got them.
They'll be top 4.
They'll be 3 more years, huh?
No, for 2 more. We got them this year, and then the next year is last year. Yeah.
Nope,
that's what we have. So as far as we know, that's what's going to happen.
He's going to be here for all those years.
In the West, that's how I see that shaking out.
True.
Now, I've seen good things in the East. I think Philly is going to be number 2. I think Boston's going to be number 1. I think Embiid is going to be more of a monster. I think Ben Simmons is going to look good. Still got to improve that jump shot. I think folks will take some steps, so I think they'll be a very viable team.
And he looks nice. He looks like he always looked like a decent ball player. It's just that I don't know what happened with him.
He been hurt.
The shoulder injury. I mean,
no confidence.
They say he had the yips, basketball.
Right. So it's like,
So I don't know.
But I mean, they look fine. I think Toronto might be number 3, but I mean, you could see it fluctuating between them and Philly. I like Kawhi. Obviously, I think Kawhi is going to be ready for this.
Yeah. He says he's healthy. I heard him talk.
No, it's not that. Is he really trying to be the dude?
He said, Kawhi is the same type of player. I'm going to be whatever they need me to be.
All right, well, I believe. I love Kawhi as a player.
That's what he said. Like, I'm going to be whoever they need me to be. I'm going to be. If I got to be the star scoring points, I'm going to be that. If I got to be the defensive player,
just don't laugh.
I'm going to be that.
Just don't laugh no more.
He going to be nice.
No, just don't laugh no more.
Right.
You see his laugh?
Weird, yeah.
That was weird, man.
But because he don't really laugh. And it's like,
I can tell, so don't force it.
He's trying to do something that in San Antonio, they didn't really want him to do. They didn't want him
they didn't make him do it, really. I mean, they
didn't want him to be. They want him to stay the same quiet, timid person.
No, that's who he is, and they let him be that. No. But the thing is, because he wasn't. Right, but no, he's not that person. What if Kawhi is very quiet?
I think Kawhi talks.
He talks, but he's a quiet person. I'm not saying he don't talk.
Right.
I talk. I don't talk. But
I think he know people need to start knowing his personality. That's what a doctor.
I don't think he's got.
Yes, people need to know. Yes, because
Tim Duncan didn't have much personality, and I think he's got.
Tim Duncan had a lot of personality.
No. Tim Duncan. Okay, say it. He did have personality, but Tim Duncan just was quiet. Tim Duncan was quiet, but Tim Duncan did have personality. I think He's
Tim
quiet.
Duncan was quiet off the court. On the court, Tim Duncan trash talk just as much as anybody, and everybody says that.
But he was he wasn't the outspoken, is what I'm saying. He was more introverted in the way he projected himself. But he was definitely had a
So
personality.
let's go top 2 teams in the show. I know you said in the East you got.
I got Boston.
Boston and who else? And you got the Sixers
I'm
taking
gonna
that
say
number
the
2
Sixers.
step.
I like the Sixers. I think they're gonna take a bigger step forward.
And then in the West you got, of course, the same 2 top teams, the Golden State and the Rockets.
Yeah, I think LeBron gonna do that. So I'm excited for the NBA season. We're gonna see what's happening. I mean, I think Anthony Davis is the best player this year.
Right. This year?
I think he's the best player. I think he's the best player in the NBA this year.
No.
Who's the best player? LeBron?
Yes.
I can't. It's not like I'm gonna fight it too hard, but I think Anthony Davis is. I think
he's probably number 1. I think
Davis is number 1. I don't even think because people. I'm leapfrogging him over Kevin Durant. I don't give a damn about them championships. I think Davis now is a better player. I think Davis is now a better player. He just isn't on.
And I won't fight you with that. Like he's that close. Like to where I won't.
I just think Davis is on a team that nobody cares about. So nobody thinks about Davis like that.
Right. So we're gonna move on from that, you guys. That was one of the topics we wanted to talk about.
Basketball.
Next topic we want to talk about, we're gonna move to football. We're gonna talk about Drew Brees, and here's the plight. He's on record to break Brett Favre's.
No, he broke Brett Favre's.
It's Dan Marino's pass.
No, he broke Brett Favre's career completions.
Right.
He's now got the most completions.
Right.
And he's about to break the yardage of all time held by Peyton Manning currently.
Yeah, right. So.
He's 200 yards plus yards to break it.
2 and change, yeah. You need 2 and change to break it. So the question I want to ask you is this: where does Drew Brees land in all-time quarterbacks in the NFL?
I mean, all time he's got to be top 5. I think he's top 5, and I think most people would say top 10 if you asked them. But I really think he's even higher than that. I mean, just in terms of pure accomplishment,
it has to be top 5.
It has to be top 5.
If we go off of just numbers,
if we going off of accomplishment, I mean, in terms of just
accomplishments, he's definitely in the top 5.
He's done a lot of it. The only thing you can really knock is technically he doesn't have an MVP. He doesn't have one.
He
doesn't have one to his name. So that's really it. Other than that, I mean, he's done everything else there is to be done.
Won a Super Bowl. He took us out of dormant state as being the garbage team.
I mean, he took us out of bottom feeder, perennial, all-time brand. Bottom feeder like Detroit. We were like Detroit, in terms of just we were one of those teams that just don't win. But
it was bad. It was bad.
But he took us out of that, and he's great. And I think he's top 5. I can't see how anybody could see this. I think with Brees is always going to be he's in a weird position because he's always acknowledged as great, but not really. It's almost like he ain't supposed to be here. Is what I think. I feel like people tax him is that. I certainly think the media contributes to that because they don't talk about him a lot because he's partly because like Anthony Davis is in New Orleans. Obviously, he's more successful than Davis has been in New Orleans.
He's been playing a lot longer. And then Davis,
but I'm saying, he's more accomplished than Davis has ever been in his respective sport. But I don't think people really. I think people really tax Brees because he's 6 feet. Doesn't have the strongest arm. Obviously, they think he's accurate. He's got awareness and all those good things, and he can figure out. He can call.
And he also had a lot of down seasons. We don't talk about.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have. Not in New Orleans. Not really.
I'm gonna say this in New Orleans.
That's the thing. He's had a down. He's had a couple.
He has more than a couple.
Nah, he's had a couple.
We went 3 straight years where we went 9-7.
Yeah, but that ain't. Go look at his numbers though. It ain't really him.
No, listen, his
numbers.
I'm trying to emphasize. We're a passing team, so his numbers are never going to look deflated.
Right, but it ain't.
He's always going to have numbers, but he's the leader of that team. And you're supposed to be great. Look at Tom Brady. No. Tom Brady has never had a down season.
But Brees never had a down season. But he's also in a weaker conference. We're in
Peyton Manning has always made the playoffs.
Not true. But
maybe his first 2 years in Indianapolis. After that, Peyton Manning has always made the playoffs.
But they are in weaker conferences in comparison. Like he used to be with the Texans and stuff. The Texans were bottom feeders since 2003 when they came in.
Our conference wasn't great.
No, since Drew Brees has been there, they have been. Since Drew Brees has been there, I mean, there was the first year. We had they had Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay wasn't that good. But after that, they got Matt Ryan, and they've always been a problem. They've never been garbage since Drew Brees has been there.
Right.
I mean, just a straight bottom. They've not made the playoffs themselves, but they've had Matt Ryan, and then they had Cam Newton. That's 2 MVPs you got to deal with 4 times combined out of the year, and 2 of them, both the 2 times they've been good. They've made playoffs and they've made the Super Bowl. Those 2 teams have made, and they're still good.
That's before the time. That's after the times where he hasn't made the playoffs.
That's been for the past since if you take like 2010 or 2011 since Cam Newton has been here. Right. That's 7 years, and those and we made the playoffs. in 06. We missed it 2 years. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then we made it 09. We won the championship in 09. Then we made it again. We lost to the Seahawks. Then we made it in 2011. And then we missed a year. Then we made it in 2013. Then we missed them 3 years.
That's 7. You didn't count it 7 years of the 12 he's been here. We didn't make the playoffs.
But
that's
three,
a lot.
But 4 of them years, you were dealing with a conference that's a lot harder, and your defense is not that good. So when I talk about Tom Brady and how his teams aren't that good, yeah, but his conference is weaker. So it's a lot. There's the degree.
I'll give you Tom Brady.
No, but the degree of difficulty is a lot.
Peyton Manning conference.
Okay, fine. If you want to give me Peyton Manning, that's one person. But
I'm just talking about all time. So when you look at all time,
I said he's 5. I didn't say he was number 1. I just said he's top 5.
And all I'm saying was
And Brett Favre doesn't make the playoffs every year.
I just give you the reason why people say they try to leave him out of the top 5 is because
he
hasn't been consistently leading the team to the playoffs.
That's not, but it's really not been him. It's been more of just his circumstances.
Defenses.
But people don't. I don't think people understand. I can give you Peyton Manning, and I haven't. And even then, he had a good coach. He had a good coach. It's not like he didn't have no coach. And Tom Brady has hypothetically the greatest coach of all time. Mm-hmm. So okay, and we got a good coach. I'm not debating. I think Sean Payton is a good coach.
True.
What I'm saying is that when you look at, I say he's in a tougher conference. He has one of the tougher divisions. Mm-hmm. I would say because he's got 2 MVP level players who've been good, who've been consistently good for at least the last 5 years now. Both teams have been, the Panthers and them have been consistently good, and always viable since they've been there because they got those 2 quarterbacks. And Carolina's defense has been consistently good, and they've had Julio Jones. They've been good. And I think when you have a defense that isn't that good to begin, and let me emphasize this, it's not even that.
Right.
I take it back. They're not just bad. They've been either the worst defenses in the league of that year, and 2 times they've been historically bad. Not even just bad. They've been, you put them in the all-time worst defenses of all time if you're going off of stats. And I've seen that twice happen to Drew Brees. I'm like, who can elevate a team to a playoff status? I might get you to 500, 7-9, 9-7, 8-8. I can get you that. But if you're not giving me anything on defense, I can only get you so far. Yeah. I've seen, and this is just my taxonomy. I know we're going long here, but I feel like I'm going to get this out. Maybe what I'm saying is that I think Drew Brees has had a raw deal when you compare it to all those quarterbacks because their defenses may not have always been the best. They may have been subpar, but they've never been. Isn't that the worst or just historically worse? Like Tom Brady has had tough defenses, but those defenses, they might give up yards, but if you go to like the red zone, they don't give up points. Right. We give up points and yards. Right. And I feel like that's not fair if your defense is at least giving you something to work with. We saw what happened against Tampa Bay. They got Fitzmagic looking like Tom Brady. And it's like, okay, I can score what we scored 43 that game, but they scored like 48. Well, I guess I ain't gonna win if the other team, if y'all not stopping us, if they throwing haymakers all day against us, I can only stop so much. When Tom Brady loses, what they say? Well, he ain't got nobody. And look what they're saying now before they won. Right. Oh, his defense bad. Oh, I'll bet it is. I bet you will go 1-2.
They make up a lot of excuses.
And so when Tom Brady's losing, nobody says Tom Brady. They all say.
So I'll say this. Give me a number. Put him there. Put him where? Where you at?
I say he's top 5.
Top 5.
And I think top 5. I say top 5, and he's got an argument to possibly go top 3 if he can get MVP or a championship. So who do you put above him?
Because this is. I'll say this. This is my top 3. This is my.
I got Peyton and Brady over.
I got Tom Brady, and it's an asterisk by Tom Brady's name. It's a big ass asterisk.
I ain't got no asterisk. I mean,
I do.
You talking about the first 3?
Yeah, first 3 is an asterisk.
Because you don't feel like you feel like he wasn't the guy of that team.
He wasn't that guy of the team, and they cheated. They won by 3 field goals, 3 Super Bowls. Like
that's not cheating.
They
cheated. They got you talking about. I know what you're talking about.
They cheated.
Hey, look, that's always gonna be a thing. That's always gonna be a thing for them. I don't care who.
Right,
but you feel there's always gonna be
somebody gonna do before they do it. You cheat, and you recorded it. You studied it. You cheated. I don't want to hear that. You won Super Bowl. Stop it. So I got Brady.
And even then he wasn't.
But he still his accomplishments is still too much. I got Peyton Manning as number 2.
You got him as 2.
And I got Drew Brees as number 3 all time.
I mean, I got him at 5. I think I like. I mean, and as far as
especially if you win one more Super
Bowl.
I
got Montana. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. I got Montana, and I got Montana, and I may have Elway. You think about you think about those quarterbacks that's got something. I try to give them that respect, but I look at Breeze and I say, okay, I may even like Elway was a bigger quarterback. You can say,
Right.
you like his tools better. But as far as just, you look at the accomplishments, and it is a pass-happy league too, so I'm keeping that in mind.
Right.
They weren't passing it the way they do now.
Right.
So I'm giving that. I'm trying to give them some credence on that.
So
I really think, I just want to say, I really think highly of what Breeze has done.
Definitely.
And I don't think anybody's just doing. I don't care that people say it's a pass-happy system. I've seen some national figures say that, and I'm like, I don't agree with that. These numbers aren't just, these are insane numbers. Nobody's just, I don't care. You can't just put a quarterback in here and they just do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and again, I think his defenses have been way worse than all of those quarterbacks' defense. Right. So when you talk about him not making the playoffs, well, it's going to be hard not to make the playoffs if your team is the bottom feeder of defenses. And they have, and it's not even that they're bottom, they can't even stop people. They can't give you anything to work with. They're not getting turnovers, nothing. Right. At least they had Wilford, Rodney Harris, I don't know. They had something competent. We've had nothing competent. But I say this, when we have had competence, you've seen us get close.
True.
2000, and obviously we won the Super Bowl year. We made the playoffs the next year. Okay, defense. 2011, we were middle of the pack defense. Right. We almost beat San Francisco that year. We should have won, but the defenses played prevent, and they let Alex Smith drive down the field. Mm-hmm. We had a pretty good defense that one year. When we went to Philly and we won in Philly, remember? Yeah. We lost to the Legion of Boom. Everybody lost to them, but that first year. So but then after that, we had bad defenses. And now we had a good defense. We almost made the NFC Championship. What I'm saying is, when you have something on defense,
right.
Drew Brees has shown he can get to the playoffs and he can get you deep into the playoffs.
Right. So we're going to segue from a Hall of Famer to a guy that possibly...
Hall of Fame.
Straight up number one ballot Hall of Famer. But to a guy that's just tearing it up right now, and that's Pat Mahomes. Man, he's a rookie. Yesterday, Monday Night Football, the guys played. They beat the Broncos 27-23. He went for 300 yards, over 300 yards and a touchdown. He has 14 touchdowns for the season. That's not the record through 4 games, though. He needs to throw for 4 touchdowns to get the record through 4 games. But still in all, he still leads the league in touchdowns. What you think about Pat, man? How good you think he could be?
He looks good. I can't.
Right.
How good I think he can be. I don't want to go too far, but
he has a lot of weapons too.
He got a lot of weapons. They're making those plays.
Kelsey, Watkins,
but
Hill.
He made some throws on the run. I saw
ridiculous.
That I looked and I was like, oh, that reminds me of Wentz.
Ridiculous.
That reminds me. That stuff. That's that new age. That's that new age Aaron Rodgers quarterback now.
Yeah.
Right. No, because you think about like Brady and them. Like Brady has an arm. Peyton had a pretty good arm. Right. Obviously Breeze Noodle. But I'm like, those guys, that's what can make them in a different level because they can run, they can move off the like Ben Roethlisberger, except they got stronger arc accuracy and arms.
Right. And they can throw, and on the run they can throw.
It's like Aaron Rodgers.
Accurate. Yes.
It's like you're starting to see more baby Aaron. I'm not sure if they're as good as Aaron Rodgers actually is,
right.
But they have that mode where they can kind of extend the play. Like I saw Von Miller get at him, and he rolled out, he got away from him as much as he could, he tipped him, and he kind of put his left arm, and then I'm like,
that was bananas.
So I'm like, okay,
son, that's what I'm through in the game. Why is happening with your left arm for a first down? Bananas. That was crazy. So I think Duke could be great. I just want to kind of rail him in. It's only 4 games.
Yeah, I'm not.
Once teams once teams get tape on you, your life becomes a different ball game of football.
Right. We agree.
Right now, nobody really has too much tape.
He looks like a very
right now he's doing this thing. So
him, Joff, and Wentz. I look out for those guys.
Monsters.
And I hate Joff.
Right.
I'm calling him Joff. Joff.
He's nice.
I'm not that sold on him, but I got him.
Again, it's still he only had 1 good season. Let's give him let's do when you can do it consistently, then we talk. Other than that, we really can't talk. So we're gonna move on. Right now we're gonna move on to 2 players. It's two things happened last week, but one of them been happening with Le'Veon Bell not coming back.
Right.
But he said he was gonna be back week 7 or 8. And Earl Thomas and what happened to Earl Thomas. We kind of combined those two because Le'Veon Bell kind of stood out for that exact reason. You can't take the chance of risking injury and then you're not getting paid. Earl Thomas, when he come back, he not going to get the contract that he could have got.
Well, there's a good chance he won't get it. He might get it,
great chance.
But there's a great chance he won't get it.
Right.
Because of his situation right now.
Because of the situation. That's
He's gonna be about 30 when he's ready for that contract.
It's the same leg he broke a couple years back, a year ago. So,
Earl Thomas?
Yes. He broke his leg. Remember when he broke his leg and he thought about retiring? He was telling people, I'm going to retire, but it was a joke. It was last year he broke his leg. And he just broke the exact same leg this year. So it's
now he's a little bit older.
Definitely. It's not looking too good. And he plays physical. He plays in the box. He's a great tackling safety.
Oh, he's great. He is one of the titans of that position.
Right.
Like, he's that great. He's been that great.
So
like, to me, I liked him more at his position than, like, say, Sherman in the secondary.
True.
And then LOB. I was
and
like,
people say that.
Sherman could do a lot because Earl Thomas had his back.
And people say that. People say he was the best.
Like, Sherman could take the gambles he could take.
Right.
You know, which really helped him elevate him because he knew that he had a dude back there that was ready to blanket everything.
Everybody say he was the best out of Legion of Boom. They say he was the best.
All them dudes is really hurting old, getting old now already.
And that's what happens in football.
But that wasn't that long.
You play in a physical sport, you get
Yeah,
over your body wear and tear.
But those guys playing at such a high level is what I think really
Right.
hurts them. Is that they're so good that it only. I said those type of teams only last so long. I said the same thing about the 49ers when they had Pat Willis.
Right.
Like them teams, they're great when they're great, but man, let me tell you, they flame out.
3 years, man.
They flame out real fast.
3 years.
They play
man.
at such a
You
high
have
level.
in that window
Right.
3 to 4 years. And that's why the Rams are doing what they're doing. They're trying to make it happen now.
Yeah, they're trying to get it now.
They're trying to do it now.
They
They're
don't
going
care.
to get
They're
all
going
the
for it now.
talent.
Get it now,
Because
run it
they
hard.
know
Yeah,
once
you
they
get
gotta
it.
pay, once they have to pay golf the money that they're gonna have to pay him, then they can't pay all those other people this money. Once your quarterback takes up 150 or 160 million of your cap space, then you don't have that.
But yeah, man, about Earl Thomas though, is just when you talk about those type of defensive players, bring it back to him. It's like, yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him. Obviously, I feel bad for him.
Definitely.
I agree. You know, he had the contract he had, and so Seahawks, you know, they don't have to abide by anything.
Right.
You know, it's a contract, but you know, I think this sets a. I mean, it's not even set a precedent. This has happened before. You know, this is just more. I hope that the unions, you know, when they have the next bargaining agreement, they really gotta. I don't know enough about what's going on with their unions.
Right.
I know they're not as strong as the NBA.
It's the worst union in sports.
It's got especially amongst the major sports.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
MLB is the best, and obviously
Yeah.
the NBA is pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's a different. It's
Right.
very conservative in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's a conservative all around.
Right.
Like it just is. And the owners, because in some of it's the nature of the sport because of the injuries and stuff.
Right.
But it's like you look at it, it's like they gotta have a better way for them to have something so where players are more
They
insured.
gotta start doing guaranteed.
Because it's like you got to, because it's like these dudes, they are good. It's not like they're planning on getting hurt. It's just the nature of the game. But they know it's the nature of the game. So it's like if I'm Le'Veon, it's like I'm one play away from getting hurt, and I'm more than any sport. Like you say that about MLB and NBA as well, but it's like NFL is such a violent sport. It's a more violent sport. It just innately is. So it's like those dudes get hurt. It's really they may never come back from it. When you're a running back, you always trying to get paid because they flame out so fast. So it's like
that leads me to the Le'Veon Bell thing. Do you think he should come back week 7, 8, or he just should stay out week 10? Because he ain't got to come back until week 10. You don't have to come back till week 10.
I mean, it depends on him. I mean, it's up to whatever he feels. I'm not interested to tell players what they should do. I mean, if I were in their position,
I would still man.
I was about to say if I were in their position, I would just probably stay
if
home.
If you're not gonna give me the long-term contract, trade me to someone.
Right.
Because he's still his problem.
Because my thing is when you're Earl Thomas and Le'Veon Bell, you're so good at what you do.
Right.
You going to get paid, and in this society, we told you're good at something, do it for free. You're supposed to get paid, and
Right.
he's technically not doing it for free.
But in his thing was, Earl Thomas could have got a long-term contract this year.
He's gonna
they
get
just
one.
They won't give
Well,
it
he
to
was
him.
gonna-
But Le'Veon Bell can't. They franchise tagged him. He has to play on
Right.
that franchise tag. Even if they traded him, he still has to play on that franchise tag until next year. So that's why he's losing that. He can't. Now they can renegotiate the franchise tag. They can go from he's set to make $14 million. They can give him a couple of more million. They can go from 16. He can go from 14
But
to
he's
16
thinking
to
long
17.
term.
So if he would get
He wants the
traded,
long-term
I think
deal.
he would get that. But still, you don't want to. Not even that. Nobody wants to play for even year to year. I don't want to play for less that year than what I'm worth. So if I'm thinking I'm worth around $17 million a year, then that's what I want. $17 million a year. I don't want to play for 14. I want that extra $3 million. That means something.
Well,
You know
again,
what I'm
I
saying?
said this in a previous.
And the guarantees too, like you missing out. If he was to get a contract this year, his guarantees would be somewhere around $40 million. That's money that he's guaranteed to get, instead of just being guaranteed $14 million. You know what I'm saying? So
it's rough, man. Like, is this where the rubber meets the road? I said this before.
Right.
When it comes to management labor, it's like this is it. Like, so if I were him, I'd probably stay out as much as I can. I hold out as much as I can because obviously, you play the game and you're always taking a chance. So you just do what you can, but you want to play well.
Right.
You don't. So you got to go full speed.
Right.
In fact, if you don't go full speed, that might increase your chance of getting hurt. So it's
Right.
just the way it is. I said this about Kamara. Like I saw a tweet and it showed that Saquon Barkley, who's the running back from New York, he's getting paid $31 million. And I saw Alvin Kamara, and you see the production he's putting up. He's getting 4 years, $3 million over that 4 years. Saquon Barkley, 4 years, $31 million. Alvin Kamara, 4 years.
And most of that is guaranteed too for Barkley.
Right. So you talk about getting that's a $28 million difference, and Kamara's been every bit as good as any running back in the NFL
He's been
right
even
now.
better. He's probably been the second best running back in the
Probably
league
the
right
best
now,
running
behind
back.
Gurley.
He's probably the best running back in the league right now, the way he's playing.
Because of the
in terms of production,
Yeah.
he's the best player. He's been the best.
So since we're talking about the best, we're gonna segue into our last segment of the show. We're gonna segue into best teams in the NFL. You know, we've had 4 games. We can see kind of right now. To me, there's only one team in the NFC that I feel like is head over shoulders better.
And I don't feel that way at all.
The Rams. The Rams are better than everybody in the
I don't
NFC,
believe
head
that.
over shoulders.
I am not sold on the Rams defense.
How? You can't be sold. Not just their defense, their offense.
I'm not sold on the taxonomy of these guys are like a elite defense of top.
It's not so much elite. It's just better than the rest. It's, you know, if you look at
I don't think it's much better than the rest, though. Did you see
what
Did you see what Kirk Cousins had done to them? And they have a good offense, by the way. I'll keep that in mind. But I'm just saying.
I get that, but what I'm saying is comparing them to the NFC. What team in the NFC right now you say
Not
has a good
okay,
defense?
fine, not particularly, but they're not so much. I don't see them be. That don't make them head and shoulders above everybody. Is what I'm saying.
So who's your all right? So who's your top NFC team?
I would say the Rams. No, I would say the Rams are top. I just don't think they're far and away like Philly seemed to be last year.
Right.
I don't think they're that right now.
Or like we would.
I don't buy it at least. I know they're 4-0, but I don't buy them being. They still haven't played out of. They've been in California for these 4 games, right? They ain't never left California.
Yeah, they left California.
Who they played?
Nobody hit those 4 straight.
I'm saying in California because they played the Chargers, which is in California. Now technically it was the Chargers.
Right, but I think everybody has played 2 away and 2 at home.
But I don't think they've left California. Is what I'm saying.
No, they have. So what I'm saying
No, because they played the Chargers and they played the Raiders. They haven't left California.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
They still been in California.
I think
They travel. They've been in California.
But this was in Minnesota, so they had to.
This was in Los Angeles.
That Rams game in Minnesota.
Yes, they haven't left California.
So who they played yesterday?
Did they play Thursday night? Didn't they? No, did they play Thursday?
Yeah, they played Thursday night. So you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe
they haven't played outside of California yet. They haven't had to travel like that.
Right.
But look, they're taking care of all the teams they're supposed to take care of.
Right.
The Minnesota game was close, and Minnesota ain't looking. They look like a team that's viable, and they should be pretty good.
Right.
But they don't look like they're head and shoulders above anybody right now. They're 1-3, 1-2.
So I mean, we're gonna do top 2 teams. So you got the Rams. Who you got for your number 2 team in the NFC?
I say it's the Saints. I think, and I know. Okay, fine, Homer, fine, but
because I say that I'm breathing because I want to put them. I want to put the Saints there, but our defense is so.
I think our defense is still shaping up like it did last year. I think our defense started off bad last year, then it got
just 2 games, not 4 games.
Okay. No. Defense hasn't been. The defense was okay yesterday. Or Sunday. It was okay.
But the team
okay,
played
fine, fair enough. But even then, I can't put it on the Atlanta game where we gave up 37 because it's a division game.
True.
And Atlanta puts it up on everybody. They did it to the Bengals.
So we both agree. We got the Rams and we got the Saints, the top 2 NFC teams.
And it was on the road against them. Yeah, they're gonna.
So what about the AFC? Who you got top AFC team? Top 2 AFC.
Top
team.
2?
Yeah, top 2.
That's. I mean, I'm not again like the Rams. I'm less sold on the Chiefs, even though I think they're a good team. I think they may have the best offense in the NFL. As far as top, I guess I'd have to put them around the top, I suppose.
It's tough. Why?
It's tough.
So you got.
I'm not too sold.
And who else?
The Chiefs. I'm gonna say the Chiefs, but I'm gonna say the Bengals.
The Bengals. I don't trust them.
I don't trust them, but I'm looking at what they've done.
So
I kind of like that.
I'm going Chiefs, and I'm going. No, I'm not going Chiefs. I'm going Jacksonville, and I'm going Patriots. Until I'm one of those people.
I got you.
Until the Patriots are not in the playoffs.
No, I got you. No, I have them as one of the top teams. I just don't have them top 2 right now.
I do.
But it's all fluctuating. That's kind of what the hoop shaking out.
Amendola back. They got Gordon for another game. He's going to get better.
I don't get it twisted. And the Patriots play their best football around December.
So we got the I got the Patriots and the
But
Jags.
the Jags, the Jags still. It's weird. They don't score a lot of points. I don't like that.
They don't.
I don't like that.
And you have
Blake Bortles. I mean, he put up 300 again, but I don't like that.
In the AFC, in the NFC,
Leonard
we got the
Fournette,
same two
and it's weird because Leonard Fournette didn't do a lot.
And I think he said he's gonna be out too for a while too with a hamstring. So, oh man, that's crazy. So my thing is, this is what I want to start doing every show. I want to see if we're gonna stick to it. Pick a Super Bowl favorite.
Wait, whoa.
Super Bowl favorite, AFC, NFC. Pick Super Bowl.
The Rams.
And you think the Rams are gonna make the Super Bowl?
If I had to guess right now, if I had to do a
I'm
prediction,
surprised you didn't say the Saints.
I mean,
and then AFC. Who they think gonna meet the Super Bowl?
I would say possibly the. I don't know. It's a little harder for me. I don't.
So I
would say at this point I would just go with the Jags.
Good, that's a good pick. So again, until the Patriots don't make the Super Bowl, I'm picking the Patriots in the NFC. And in the NFC, I'm going to pick the Saints. I feel like our offense can beat, with the defense being the way it is, our offense is good enough to beat anybody. I feel like we can
our defense got to get better, though.
It's anything, but what I'm saying is, even if our defense is not going to give up 48 points every game.
That's what I'm believing.
But I think we can score, and offensively, I think we can score 35 to 42 points a game.
I agree.
So I just think we're not going to, people not going to put up 40 points.
But the only reason I said the Rams is because I think the Rams, I saw their schedule,
right.
and their schedule looks far more favorable than ours.
We play them.
And yeah, we do, but other than that, we still got way more teams
True.
in between.
And it's
we got the second toughest schedule in the league.
And it's in our division.
Right. And I saw the Rams, and the Rams already got one more win than us and one less loss. So they're already starting off at a better pace. Now we get to play them, that's fine, but I don't see the Rams losing that many more games unless a major injury happens to a golf or something like that. That's the only way I see that really happening. And that's why I feel like they're going to have a better record no matter what. Even if we beat them, they're going to have a better record than us. And I feel like they're going to have home field advantage, and I feel like that could be a big thing. That could be the thing. That could be it right there.
Well, on the time tells. On the time will tell. So this is the IMO show. I'm Stephen. This is Steve. Check you guys out next week.